Hi, everyone, and welcome to Chapter 12. This week, we are going to be discussing teaching strategies. And we had a great discussion last week talking about how to create positive learning environments and the many strategies that go into creating an environment for learning. This week, we're going to be looking at the how. How do we teach our content to our students? The reality is there's a plethora of ways to do it. We've all been a part of classrooms, and we've seen classrooms where teachers are at the front, students are in their seats, and it's very much a direct instruction model. We've also seen or been a part of classrooms where students are at the center of their learning and using strategies to discover the content. And then we've been somewhere in between and all over the spectrum. So there are many, many different ways. And we're going to unpack them and realize that uh, the teacher is the one who really has a lot of autonomy and ability to make decisions for how the content will be taught to their students. So that's what we're going to look at this week. We have three particular learning objectives. The first learning objective is we are going to discuss the different types of teaching strategies. We're going to look at all of them and we're going to see what for you has been most impactful as a student and which ones you want to pull in as you go into your classroom. So we're going to look at the many, many, many different teaching strategies. After that, we are going to be able to describe the preparation process for teaching because so much of being a successful teacher in the classroom begins well before your students enter the room. There's a preparation process that goes in. And so we're going to unpack that a little bit, look a little bit deeper into long-term and short-term planning when it comes to our instructional strategies. And then the last thing we're going to be able to do is recognize the difference between a teacher-centered and a student-centered classroom. When one walks into a classroom while learning's happening and sits in the back, it is very easy to identify, is the teacher at the center of the learning process or are the students? And we're going to look at that a little bit deeper and look at the strategies that fit into either teacher-centered approaches, student-centered approaches, and which one really aligns with your vision for learning. And so that's what we're going to get into this week. I can't wait for our fruitful discussions and to hear all that you have to say about this topic and all of your experiences and what you're excited to apply soon for yourselves. At the end of this week, you'll have an opportunity to actually create a mini lesson plan. And the way we'll do that is you'll be able to identify a standard, and we'll begin this process in class and then work towards how would you teach that standard, those learning objectives to your students. And you'll be able to choose some learning strategies that we discussed this week. So I can't wait to see you all. Excited for what's ahead, and we'll see you soon.